Next part of this equation is to figure out what this program is going to be worth. How do we present it in such a way that it's worth maximum value to your prospects, your avatar? So we need to, we call it, on this page we're talking about solidifying your service, because quite often what you're providing has a kind of, it doesn't have this solid outcomes attached to it until we really define them. You know, it's kind of this vague notion of what you can do. You know, we can help you be a better practitioner, we can help you be better for your clients. What's that really mean? How do we solidify that into something we can measure and quantify? So a few aspects. We've got to give them what they want, and there's a picture here of the ballerina and the army boots, as we've got to match the offering to the market. Then we're going to show them how your investment is actually worth 10 times more than they pay for it. So their investment in your program or your product is worth, you know, around about 10 times more than what they'll actually pay. And I'll show you how to do that. And then we'll show you how to stack and scramble it, which is to present it in such a way that the deluxe option looks best. Offer first class, add special sauce, which is, offer first class is not, you don't even need to do this today, but as an opportunity, you've got to recognise that there'll be people, if you say, look, here's my service, here's my package, and people say, Matt, I was waiting for a comment there. Here's me on video saying, hi guys, here's my package. Boom, boom, all right? But you say, here it is, would you like, there's always going to be 20, 30% of people roughly who would like the first class option, right? So there's always going to be people who want a bit more of it, and it's going to be so right for it, they believe in you so much, they go, well look, you know, I like what you're selling people, but how about I want more of your time, for instance, all right? And that can be at a premium. So think about the fact there may be a premium option available. And then the special sauce may be, well, what can you add as a twist to it to really make it get across the line now? In other words, to really make the offer so compelling that, well, now's the right time to do it, and it eliminates any doubt. So, kick over to this page called Building Your Value. So who's your market, what's your price point? Start with that. So if you could start there right now, fill that in now. Who's your market, what's your price point? So go back to the exercise we did before, where I said, what's your target turnover, how many sales you're going to make? What do you feel your price point is ideally? And then identify who the avatar client or who the market is. We're going to work out your table of value now. So what's included is the outcome as much as the logistics of it. So, you know, here's all these things we had up here. We're going to list them out, but we're going to describe them, if possible, in such a way that, you know, it's obvious why. So rather than integration into business, it's the, you know, 3-step simple system to put this in place in your practice so you're making money tomorrow. Value X amount. All right, so the object here is to value your total package up at 3 to 10 times the price you're going to charge for it. All right, so if you want to charge something for $1,000, how much should it be worth on here? 3 to 10,000. Okay, so just to, but yes, thank you. Okay, so what's included? Tell them what's in it, and ideally the outcome that goes with that, if you can. Like, you don't have to get too complicated with that, but you know, make it clear what they're getting and why. And then we're going to include, and remember we go back to, I'm going to draw your attention back to the initial mixing desk and the different product menus. So remember you did a list on one side, yeah, this is what they get and this is how they get it. And this is where we add these values in. Right? And I want you to give a basic version and then the platinum version for an extra 30%. So there's an extra few things in there, if you can think of those. And then you come up with a total value. So again, so if it's a consult with you, or if it's, you want to value your, you know, you can supply it for you know, whatever you're worth per hour. Normally, like, you could say, oh, look, it's my time's worth $100 an hour to come and do a consult with you. But you can, as the expert in this program, you might be valuing your time at $500 an hour because you're the leading practitioner. It's not a great example, but don't inflate the value, but highlight the high-end value, and we're going to bring it down at the end to show the irresistible offer at the cost as being a tenth of it, being the actual purchase price. And then break it into a monthly amount and the saving that looks like. And then at the bottom, it's got add all this value, gives you if you want to pay it in full, you get another discount again. So in other words, total value is, you know, 20,000. My investment per month is only, you know, if I want to get 5,000, so it's investment's $500 a month, whatever, or 600 a month. If I want to pay in full, it's 4,000. Something for everyone. If you're struggling to find the value in it, consider where you can add in leveraged educational tools. So group workshop, group experience, video, content, access to a website, coaching community. It doesn't just have to be time. So go back to your product menu and look at all the things that are on that list and go, well, what else can I include in this package to enhance the result I would give them? All right, by compliant, you know, being more compliant, doing more of they're getting more coaching, more of an experience, and that can be a higher value item than with very low cost of delivery. The obstacle to getting a lot of, you know, information, products produced and so on, is obviously the fact that you've got to go and think about it, plan it out, produce it, and then deliver it. The way I'd suggest you think about this, the quick way to implement and make it happen, this is what I've always done. I won't produce material without doing it live. I'll produce, like this workshop, we'll sell this workshop, but we produce it for you guys, record it, the workbook, everything goes together, package up, and it's either a bonus or a product in itself. What you guys can do, like Charmaine's saying, oh, she's all live training. Fine, so do live training, record it, note everything you do, run that as your pilot, if you like, and record everything you do, and then the next group the pilot group produces testimonials for you. All right, they've done the live training with Charmaine, the testimonials come out of that, and then she's got all that recorded, and the next group just gets the recorded version, or a combination of live training and some of it being recorded, whether it's video or tape or on paper or whatever. So that's just an easy way to produce content, is record the live stuff and use that. So your initial program may well be a live version of everything you do. You know, but then, and same even for you, Brenda, like you could be recording how to adjust the neck to the right. Here's the tips you need to make. That video then is produced and turned into a training video, which has not the same value as a live thing, but it's still got a value. So consider content, coaching, and community as your three things to stack in. You know, so the community can be how much assistance and help, and part of something they're being. Coaching is on the phone or live or training, and then content is how much is it pre-recorded. And ideally, everything will have a combination of those things, because people learn in different ways. You know, having support through a process is very important, I think, depending on what you're doing. But the big benefit I believe of having you guys being part of this group is the support you offer each other. And I can't do that on my own. You need, you guys. I just create an environment for that to happen. Have a look. What I'm looking for here is just revise your 10-year plan really quickly, like a snapshot of it, because we did it when we first started yesterday morning. Let's go back to that and just check in on it and see, is this actually still valid, or is it sort of obsolete because you've got new information? So let's do that first up. Do that straight away. So what's your 10-year vision? What's it going to look like? And is there a new version of that available to you now? Okay, guys, next I want you to move to And do this pretty quick, but what are your 12-month, given that's your 10-year vision now, 12-month goals, what are your top 5 relevant to your practice? So don't worry about all the other personal stuff as much as just around this, your practice and what you've learnt this weekend. What are the big top 5 goals you want to achieve in the next 12 months relevant to your 10-year vision? Then 90 days. Think of the next 3 months. Now I want to know what 2 projects you need to focus on. What top 2 projects are going to be the focus for the next 90 days? Others will come later, but the next 90 days only, what's the next top 2? I want you to be doing this with a view that we're going to get out of overwhelm and into focus. We walk out of here knowing that you feel focused and sure of where you're heading. Lastly, now I want to just reference this. There's a lot of the material seen in this section of the workbook. It's been from Taki Moore and his More Clients program, which I'm a part of. His black belt program, in fact, just for disclosure, as I meant to say earlier. But one of the things he taught me, and one of the things he's found to be very, very useful with all these top performing clients, of which he has some very high profile coaches and thought leaders, is the weekly action list, top 3, so the top things people need to do every week, go on to a, he uses a, what do you call those, Post-it note things? And he has it on the computer. It's like, what are my top 3 top 3 actions this week, top 3 things that need to happen. 3 things I'm going to get finished this week without fail. And those 3, just those 3, rather than a list of 1,000 that never happen, is what actually produces momentum and produces results. Right? So there's something to take away in that, is that 3 things done well is more effective than half a dozen things that never quite get crossed off. What are your top 3 this week coming? Top 3 actions you're going to make sure happen regardless. Other stuff will still need to happen, that can happen down the track, but realistically you're going to make sure these 3 things happen, and that will create the progress you need. As I said, if you can commit to those 3 things every week, this week, and then obviously Monday morning, Sunday afternoon, Monday morning next week, another 3. That's producing amazing results for everyone in Taki's group. Like, it's just one of his key strategies to get stuff done. And the super high achievers and they're not the people that are the busiest, but the most productive are doing just that, right? Rather than chasing 10 rabbits, they're going after 2 or 3 things and say, right, that's going to happen. So that's it for me. I would just encourage you all to integrate this, look at that big picture again and really let this sink in. What's the long game? Is everything we do today, we underestimate what we can do in 10 years, vastly overestimate what we can do in 12 months. So let's look at the long game as well as the short term, because you guys have got some great stuff going on. I really love to see, I mean this, I would so love to see what you've got here in this room, the ideas that came out of this group this weekend, implemented in the world, in action, are exciting for you, but even more exciting for the people who receive, or the beneficiaries of that, the punters. So go out and do your stuff, guys, and hopefully this is going to be the moment you look back on and say, that's the weekend it all happened. All right, so thank you. Yeah.